morning, cadets. Good morning, sir! Well, as you guys already know, my name is Officer Thomas from the Tukwila Police Department. The director presented me with the honor of speaking today because 10 years ago, I sat in these very same seats that you are today. I was in class 2009-2, second class to ever go through the WIA, and I'm glad to see that the program is going strong and continuing to grow stronger as the years go on. Although it has changed in some ways since I went through the WIA, you are very fortunate to be given the opportunities that it presents. We didn't get robotics. We got Army crawling in the dirt, PT, that's pretty cool. So all of you sitting here came to the WIA in search of something, whether you knew it or not, and that something is change. The WIA is a place where change happens and growth happens, and changes are made to one's character. Those changes are made through challenges of one's mettle, through challenges of one's mind and heart for one another. I would be willing to bet that everybody here today, every one of you graduating, discovered someone within yourself that you didn't think was possible. Someone who's going to be somewhat unfamiliar to your friends and family who are here today. Going into the WIA, I was admittedly probably one of the laziest high school students any of you would have ever met. I didn't have any work ethic or drive to go the extra mile and take things upon myself. Upon learning that I would not be graduating from high school came with a serious reality check. The realization that I would not walk with my class was embarrassing, and then I was introduced to the WIA. Ms. Bergman and Mr. Cruz came to my school and showed me this program where I could earn credits towards my diploma and get back on track. So I arrived at Bremerton High School for day one, stressed out and itchy from a fresh buzz cut, expecting to be in that opening scene from Full Metal Jacket. It was during the first few weeks of the WIA that I realized that the credits weren't the only reason why I was there. It became more than that. It became more than just credits. It became an opportunity to learn about myself and what I was capable of achieving. During my time at the WIA, I discovered a different person that I preferred to be. Somebody with drive and a desire to succeed and a desire to pursue goals. Recently, I graduated from the Washington State Police Academy. Going to the police academy was a somewhat familiar experience to the WIA. We had different learning objectives and different things to train for than you guys did. But the similarities are that while we are trying to figure out how to be cops, you guys are trying to figure out how to be the best versions of yourself. We have a concept in the police academy that officers are the guardians of democracy. We are the ones who have chosen to serve our communities and uphold the values of law set in place by society, and to stop those who threaten the freedom of individuals. In this room, I see potential for leaders, pillars of communities, and guardians. You've all been shown the value of selflessness, and have demonstrated it with the WIA. I challenge you to maintain those values and carry what you learned here when you return to your schools. The potential all of you have as young adults re-entering school is limitless. In this room sitting behind me are future interns, college graduates, military servicemen and women, entrepreneurs, business owners, maybe police officers, or firefighters if that's your thing. But no matter which path in life you decide to take, it's going to take work. It's going to require sacrifice and dedication. My mentor post-WIA gave me my first job hanging drywall when I graduated high school at the age of 17. At 17, I learned some of the most valuable lessons of life from him. But the most important one to me was that hard work and dedication will trump everything else. When I started the hiring process to become a police officer, I was 21. I took many tests and multiple interviews for different agencies, but wasn't getting anywhere. I was terrible at interviews, and I had a hard time being put in the spotlight by different police sergeants and captains. I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself and what I was doing wrong. Part of me wanted to quit and just decide that police work wasn't for me. But I decided to go out of my way and take some classes on interviews and practice them again and again. And when it came to my interview with Chief Linton, he asked me, why should we hire you over the other candidates? And my answer was that I don't have a college degree. I'm not former military, like some of those other guys are. But I guarantee you that I will outwork any other applicant you guys have, and I can promise that. After it was all said and done, it took me 4 years to get hired with the Tukwila Police Department, and I'll never forget how great it felt to receive a phone call saying that I was hired. The hard work had paid off, and there was new challenges to come. Had I given up on becoming a police officer, I would not be here speaking to all of you today. Quick story, and this relates. In 1990, Buster Douglas took on the challenge of fighting heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. Everybody thought he was crazy because Tyson was a killer in the ring, and no one thought that this fight would end well for Douglas. Tyson had never been beat. During the fight, Douglas started strong, holding his own, and was getting the better of Tyson for about 8 rounds. It was during the 8th round that Tyson landed a punch on Douglas that sent him to the floor. The ref started the count and everyone thought Douglas was knocked out. At 9 counts, Douglas stood back up to continue. Although he was up again, nobody thought there was any hope for him and that this fight was over. He pushed through the 9th round and into the 10th. It was there that Douglas defeated Tyson with a vicious uppercut and a series of punches that sent him down, and the ref stopped the fight, counting Tyson knocked out. Douglas was asked after the fight how he managed to do it, and he told everyone that before the fight, he told his mother that he would beat Tyson and promised it to her. But before the fight actually happened, she had passed away. The reason why he was able to pull through that fight was that he remembered his why, his reason. Your why is your foundation for doing what you're doing. You got to remember why you're doing something and why you want success. Douglas promised his mother he would beat Tyson, and that's why he got back up after that brutal knockdown. If your why isn't stronger than the challenge ahead of you, you're going to get knocked down every day. And resiliency is the key to overcoming those challenges. And while in the police academy, we learned about this idea called the higher standard theory. It means that as guardians of society who have taken an oath to uphold the law and help those who may be powerless to defend themselves, we are held to a higher standard of expectation greater than the normal citizens of society. I feel that this same theory applies to you all as well. You guys have been given the knowledge and the tools to be great people and do great things. As a graduate of the WIA, I would challenge you to hold yourselves to a higher standard than those who have not experienced what you have. Go the extra mile at work or in school. Volunteer for things in your community. You're graduating the WIA today, and I applaud you for it. But once you are out of here, the decision will be yours whether you want to go back to who you were or grow into the positive change that you created. Socrates is quoted saying, "The secret to change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." Complacency kills. It kills character and it kills growth. New challenges are going to come where you will decide what you want to do and who you want to define yourselves as. The most important thing is that you never stop striving to achieve. I'd like to leave you with one last thing. Look at the obstacles in life not as problems, but as challenges. And look at these challenges in the same way Douglas looked at Tyson. Everyone is capable of overcoming life's challenges whether they know it or not. The key to your own success is your dedication and resiliency. How much work are you willing to put in? How long are you willing to fight this fight? If achieving your life's goals and dreams was easy, everybody would do it. You must want your success as bad as you want to breathe. Go out and take charge of your lives. Be a part of your communities. Grow into leaders and be the next generation of young adults that sets the standard for those to follow. Congratulations, class 2019-1.